Hey, good morning, everybody. How is everybody this morning? So we're in Englewood, and we've got a little problem here with this cop. It seems as though he's got a taillight out. Well, it's not as though it seems. It is fact. And Englewood PD is in the midst of raising a lot of revenue right now for traffic infractions. While this wouldn't be a traffic infraction, if he continues to drive after I tell him that he's got a taillight out, hey,
Hello?
hey, so you got a taillight out.
Oh, okay, which one?
It's your right side, passenger side.
Thank you.
But so I've been watching you
Yeah,
driving around.
okay,
You're not doing a very good job obeying traffic laws.
okay.
So what do you got going on? Are you in the middle of a call?
I am.
So how come you don't have your lights activated?
It's not an emergent call where my license be activated.
But if you're disregarding traffic laws,
Yeah.
then it is.
So I'm looking for a domestic violence suspect who's mobile in a car.
Okay,
So that's why I'm moving quickly.
okay.
That doesn't mean I can go lights and sirens in that situation, but that's why I'm trying to move quick.
But that doesn't justify you not following traffic laws.
Okay, I can give you a card. You can call my supervisor. if you
I'll
want.
take your card for sure, yeah. So he's telling me he's in the middle of a domestic violence call. You know, the public watches this stuff.
Yeah.
And if you're going to be doing that, you got to make it clear that you have a reason to be running stop signs and not using your turn signal and all that stuff.
Okay.
So you understand that, right?
Yeah.
I mean, you guys testify in court against people, so they pay fines for things like that. And that's actually where I just came from.
Okay.
Yeah, I watched you guys make a young single mom walk out of that courtroom in tears.
I wasn't there.
Oh, I know you weren't there, but this is part of what you guys do. And then you come out here and think you can do whatever the hell you want, and it just doesn't work like that.
So, okay, that's fine.
Right?
We can have a difference of opinion. That's fine.
Well, it's not opinion, it's fact. You're violating traffic law.
So if you were being beaten up in a car, in a mobile vehicle,
Uh-huh.
would you care if a cop put on a turn light to get to you?
No, what I
Or
would
would you
care
want
is
me
that
to
you
get there
came
to
with
get to you?
sirens and lights to save my life. That's what I
Okay.
would care about.
But there's a certain criteria where I can do that and where I can't do that.
Well, when you're disregarding traffic laws, then you can.
And that's a valid point. I'm not saying it's not.
So you're wrong, and I'm right.
Okay.
And that's the bottom line.
Okay.
So this is your friendly warning,
Mhm.
because this is not okay. So
Okay.
if you're in the middle of this urgent call,
Yeah.
why the fuck are you standing here talking to me?
Because you're holding me here.
I'm holding you
I would
against
like
your
to, I would
will?
like to go talk to the RP who saw the
Well,
crime.
nobody's stopping you. So
Okay.
you're obviously not in the middle of an urgent call. So now you're lying to me.
I'm not lying.
That shit pisses me off.
You can make this anything you want it to be.
No, you're making it something that it's not. You're lying to
I'm
me.
giving you the respect of having a conversation with you.
Mm-hmm.
I
In the
have
middle?
Denver police working on a call on their end of where this car came back to. I have a supervisor for that business looking into who's driving the car. I have an active investigation going on. I have a moment to talk with you, and I'm giving you that respect to do so.
Okay, I appreciate that.
I'm going to go talk to the RP of the business now,
Okay.
since we've had our conversation.
But since you have a moment to talk to me, you have a moment to obey the traffic laws.
Sure.
Period.
Okay.
All right.
All right. Have a
Thank
nice day.
you. You too. He's driving like a damn fool through the neighborhood, blowing stop signs. Not that Englewood, police department cares what their cops are doing. So after this call, this vehicle better be off the road. And that tail light better get fixed because he doesn't have proper brake lights. That's car number 7531. It needs to be taken out of service. He's at the Dollar Tree right now. Somebody's reporting active domestic violence in a vehicle, apparently. Yeah, he's back on his cell phone. So anyway, I was out and about, and I just happened upon this situation. Hey, Starla, how you doing? Rules for thee, but not for me. Yes, we know. So, wow, it's been a whirlwind of a couple of weeks, and wow. Yeah, wow. Since that last cold snap, so many things went down. The man with frostbite is still in a motel, and his foot now is completely black. We go to his podiatry appointment tomorrow, and mind you, his last interaction was with Englewood PD as they showed up to cite him for urinating in public while the man essentially had a dead foot. So Englewood does a really bad job of ensuring that they are serving and protecting, if you will. So they've kind of sparked a new flame, if you will, in how they're handling homelessness overall as a city manager, as a city council, and right down on the streets. So they left that man, Englewood PD, left that man to die on that bench. I got him off of that bench and into a motel, and then that cold snap hit. Englewood did an okay job getting people into shelter, but they were being watched. They knew they were being watched. They weren't going to get caught with their pants down again, leaving people to die outside. So they did an okay job that weekend, except for criminalizing Ricky and hauling him off to jail for an outstanding unpaid traffic warrant out of Jeffco. You saw me go to city council and talk about that. Yeah, Ricky was trying to access severe weather shelter in a church that's ran by a third-party nonprofit, and they've got volunteers in there that they shouldn't have, that have zero de-escalation skills and all the escalation skills, and decided that they had the authority and the power to trespass Ricky and call the cops on him. And so the cops come on Sunday and take him to jail, but yet they took him to shelter on Friday. So that just shows you how this police department operates, with no communication, with do what you want, do whatever you feel like doing. If you want to look good on camera, that's great. If not, we're cool with that too. If you want to fuck people over, go for it. Totally go for it. Try not to get caught on camera, because that's when we catch a lot of flack. So, yeah. So today, I was over at the courthouse because I needed to try to talk to the court navigator who's in a meeting. And it is because of that 73-year-old man who last had interaction with Englewood PD walking out of severe weather shelter. And he hadn't been seen since. His name is Mark. And I have kind of been beside myself on that issue, and I've been looking for Mark. Mark is on foot. I don't know what happened yesterday. I don't know why these things happen. I don't know why I get put in positions that I do, but I do, and I have to act. And so I've been driving around in my car with a trash bag full of Mark's belongings, to include warm gear and some other stuff, and in hopes that I'll find him. Well, yesterday I'd given up because the weather's nice. He hadn't shown up again. I figured he probably made his way into Denver. This is a 73-year-old man with severe confusion, dementia, whatever his physiological being is. He's really not capable of understanding his surroundings. So there is a huge human element at play here. And his car is running, of course, by the way, because it's 55 degrees out and they have to keep their car running because that's the best use of taxpayer resources. So yesterday I had gone to a resource center that Mark frequents from time to time. I had been in contact with them. They said, no, we haven't seen him. We'll hold his stuff for him. So I thought yesterday, well, I'm going to go to this resource center and show up. Maybe Mark will be there. Maybe the staff will be there. We can talk. I showed up. Mark wasn't there. I talked to the staff. They're wonderful. It's called Life Center in Littleton. And we kind of talked about Mark's situation, and we all just kind of said our piece and crossed our fingers and said we hoped that there were good people out there doing right by him. And I left. And I left his stuff there. I walk into the ENGLEWOOD Walmart about an hour and a half later, and I buy my stuff and I'm checking out, and I walk past the bench at the front door, and there's Mark sitting on the front bench inside Walmart. Yeah. I looked again, and I stopped and I kind of looked around me. I thought, this isn't really happening. What's going on? I said, Mark? He's like, and he got this big smile on his face, and I said, do you remember me? Well, yeah. You were trying to take me to Denny's that morning. So he did remember that. And so I sat down with Mark, and we talked for a good 30 minutes on this bench. I wanted to figure out what was going on with him. I bought Mark a gift card to Walmart because Mark said that he'd had $4 and he'd went into Walmart and he had a Walmart shopping bag and he had some cafe mocha coffee chocolate mix sitting on the top of the bag, and he had a cup and he had this chocolate mix all chunky and in this cup. And I said, Mark, when have you eaten last? And he said, oh, I don't know, it's been like a week. I said, where you been? Well, I just been riding the train. And, my heart just sunk. And this is a man who doesn't stand still. He doesn't sit still. Ultimately, I ended up giving him some bus passes and a $40 Walmart gift card. And I wrote down on a piece of paper, Mark, meet Regan back at Walmart, because we talked about this. We tried to talk through this about how we were going to do this, because I need to get him back to his resources. And I also need to talk to the city of Englewood, who I've since just learned through Sean Lewis that they have an in-house case manager for homeless management. So this is all very interesting and new to me. So I wanted to see what services we could utilize for Mark, number one, here in Englewood, because come to find out, this is Mark's home base. And Englewood has a really nasty habit of claiming that they care about and do for their citizenry base in Englewood, which they don't. They only do for those that look good, smell good, feel good. The rest of you can go off and die. And if we have to criminalize you on the hell out of here, that's what we're going to do. That's Englewood's go-to. Well, that's going to start coming to a halt for Englewood. Trust me, it's going to start coming to a halt. And so I wrote this down on a piece of paper for Mark. I said, Mark, meet me back here at Walmart at 10 a.m. I said, can you do that? And he's like, yeah, I won't go far. I said, I want you to go buy some warm sweats and essentially send this man back out onto the street. But he's not here this morning at 10 o'clock. So, but he's going to show back up. And we're going to get some case management around him. And it's going to be some hard work. And we're going to see exactly if Englewood is going to get serious about this or not. Let me ask him if he's going to take this car out of service. Here he comes out of the Dollar General. Hey, are you going to take the car out of service now? Do they know?
I'm going to drive it back. I don't know. Yeah.
You are?
Yep.
Okay, I appreciate that.
Okay.
They should be able to fix that. You guys have maintenance,
Yeah.
right?
I just didn't know if it wasn't working.
Yeah, but you guys are supposed to do those vehicle checks.
I do vehicle checks. I don't check the tail lights.
Why not?
I've never checked the tail lights.
That's part of all your operating lights on your vehicle.
Yeah, I get that.
Yeah? So is this case over with?
On my end, yeah, I gotta go do some follow up at the station, but I'm done out here in the field.
Okay, well, I'm going to be watching for this car now, and that'll be fixed the next time it's out here.
Okay.
So tell them to get you a different vehicle.
Okay.
That's what they should do if they're smart.
And you're Reagan, I assume?
No, I'm not Reagan.
Okay, Reagan Benson?
No, I'm not Reagan Benson.
Okay. Well, I'm Tim Weeks.
Hi, Tim.
Nice to meet you.
I'm Regan.
Oh, I apologize, Regan.
Yeah,
Okay.
nice to meet you.
Okay. Anything else for me?
No, thank you for being courteous.
All right.
That's appreciated.
Have a nice day.
You too. It's very easy not to have to agree to the names they call me, because they never call me by my right name. So I'm not giving you false information. Hey Bokomo, how are you? So I haven't been reading chat. Hey Irish. Thank you guys for being in here this morning. Appreciate it. Thank you, Courtney. I appreciate that. And Cap, how you been, my friend? I hope things are well. Oh, Bokomo, thank you. Hashtag justice for cowboy. Yeah. We're never gonna get it. Not here. That is the magic of karma. And karma does work. She can be super friendly, and she can just be a raging bitch. So Destiny and I have had to take a break from that. It's just more than we can carry on right now. She's got a lot of things going on, and she's starting a new job and needs to be successful and needs the time and the space upstairs to do that and be a good mom all at the same time. We're not bringing her dad back. And mind you, for those of you that don't know that backstory, this was Cowboy's home base, Englewood, and they criminalized him the hell on out of here. Yes, they did. So, Englewood's not going to be getting away with this stuff anymore. It's just fact. So, but I think that's about it. So that was Tim Weeks, badge number 2012, or 2102, I'm sorry. So he's a fairly new cop, but he does make $112,000 a year. Let's see. Let's look him up in the database. I think it's always good. That's why I request these, so I know who's who and who's making what. Bear with me here. He was cordial. He didn't get stupid. He didn't get arrogant. But he did lie. I mean, he did lie. So, dude, if you're gonna not follow traffic laws, then put your lights on. Bottom line. I'm supposed to know that? as a citizen coming and you've just blown through a stop sign, and of course it's my fault because you're in the middle of an investigation? Bullshit. Tim Weeks, his data hire is 5'10", 21, police officer 1. He does. He makes $112,000, $322 a year. That's at an hourly rate of $54 an hour, plus benefits. So all of these street cops, I don't know what Englewood did at some point. They put them all on the same pay scale, except for some probationary officers. But they too are making good bucks as probationary officers. $80,000 a year here in little old Englewood. So, you guys, thanks for popping in. Happy Tuesday. I'm going to go do some volunteer outreach to help people try to clear warrants. That's something I've been doing on the side to try to help people get in front of things so Englewood will stop throwing them in jail. It's not okay. I think the Arapahoe County Sheriff's Department does a pretty good job with not tolerating the bullshit of these little municipalities throwing people in jail for bullshit when they've got a jail loaded with serious violent criminals. Denver, on the other hand, you know, they're lucky if they've got a few violent criminals in jail at a time, you know, right? So, you know, I don't know. Maybe if there were 10 more of me, some shit would change. I don't know. We'll never know. Right? Yeah. Guys, thanks for being in here. And do we really need street cops? That's a great question, Joy. Well, do we need street cops? Well, we'll call you if we need you. But in the meantime, why don't the whole gaggle of you just stay at the station? Because also, when I was at the courthouse, you heard me telling this cop, I walked into the courtroom because there was court going on. I always try to pop in there and listen. It was at the end of a trial. This sweet little single mom, bless her heart, her name's Amanda. She's sitting at the table all by herself. Nobody in the courtroom. I'm the only person in the gallery. And you got the city and the cop sitting at the prosecutor's table. You got Judge Jefferson. And you can see her kind of holding her face. I can see from behind. And she's kind of hanging her head as Judge Jefferson is laying the gavel down for the city of Englewood. You know, I like Jefferson on the front of the homeless issue. But he is the city's revenue generator, and they want to get rid of him because he's not doing enough to generate revenue, right? So he's got this set of laws that he's got to follow. And if a cop says you're speeding, then you're speeding. So this young lady, that's off to her. You guys keep your fingers crossed. Way younger than me. Probably 30s, late 30s, maybe. Took the time out of her day to come here and say, this is fucked up. You're wrong. I'm challenging it. She left with her head hanging. She was crying by the time she walked out of that courtroom. I, of course, stopped and talked to her, and I said, listen to me, girl. You keep your head up. I said, you are here doing what every person in America needs to be doing for shit to change. Don't ever stop this. Keep doing it. Put your head up. I made her look at me. Judge Jefferson asked her if she could pay a $150 fine or if that was a hardship for her as a single mother, and she shook her head no. And she went out there and she paid that fine. I said, if this takes food off your table this week, I said, you tell me. Here's my card. You call me. This is not going to take food off your table. I promise you. Keep your head up. And they got her in their fucking bullshit speed traps right here on Hampton in a 35 where the flow of traffic is doing probably between 50 and 60 miles an hour every day, all day long. And they plucked her out of there for doing 50 in a 35. Boom, there you go. I know they're speed traps. They do that there. They do that right here at the end of South Broadway, where they get everybody out of the 25 coming into the 35. It's a fucking game. And I just really thought, girl, good for you. And so I just reminded her, look, when you fight City Hall, the wins are rare, okay? But don't ever stop doing it. Do not ever stop doing it. And it's for your kids, too. So, it'll be all right, Amanda. All right, you guys. Thanks for being in here. We'll see you next time, which tomorrow, it's going to be rough. Robert's going to learn about having his foot amputated tomorrow. And that has been a very tough situation every single day in that motel. But I've got it all squared away now. He's set up. We just got to get this surgery scheduled. We've got recovery lined up. It's going to be okay. It's going to be okay. Thank you to all of you and some of you very special donors out there who don't think twice about doing the right thing out here for us. Thanks, guys. You bet, Raymond. Slabby. Mwah. My little Slabby.